Two types of joint here, both are lap joints. In this one arrangement we have one rivet here as well as one rivet here. This one is one row, this one is second row. And in this case also we have one row and we have second row, but the rivet is placed alternate. So this type of rivet joint is called as chain riveted. So this one is called as chain. And if we have alternate arrangement, it is called as zigzag or called as staggered arrangement or called as zigzag arrangement. The distance between the two rows here, this row, is called as back pitch. So this distance is called as back pitch, is denoted by PB. And the distance between two successive centers of the rivet, that is called as pitch. So all these are pitch. So pitch is distance between center to center. That is this distance. This one is called as a diagonal pitch. This one is called as a diagonal pitch. This one is called as a diagonal pitch. This one is called as pitch. And how much you are away from this edge to the first center is called as margin. And you recall that margin yesterday we have taken 1.5D. So either you can do your calculation on the basis of width or either you can do the calculation on basis of pitch. But normally the calculation on the basis of pitch, because there are thousands and thousands of rivets along it is possible it will take long time. Values are very large, unnecessarily waste of time. So it is better advised that you should do this on the basis of pitch. This one is called as margin. How much your rivet is placed from the edge is called as margin. Suppose you keep this rivet nearer to the edge with the chance that this plate will wear out by the application of the force equals to F. It means that you have to keep this rivet slightly away from this plate. If you keep this distance here, then your strength of this edge will increase. So you must maintain certain distance equals to what? M. If you do not maintain that distance, the plate will fail along the edge. So margin you have to take as equals to 1.5 times of diameter of the rivet. Tearing of the plate will across the rivets will take place if you do not able to maintain the pitch sufficient. Suppose you maintain the pitch like this, then is this distance is small distance. And if you see the edges here, if you see the plane, now this plane if you consider this as a total, I am talking about center to center, that is from this point to this point. So this has total width equal to P. But if you consider here, is this width is P minus D by 2. So is this plane is a weakest plane? So it means that you must sufficiently maintain this width. If you do not able to maintain that width, the tearing will occur somewhere here. So tearing chances are always there along this way. Our calculation is based on pitch. Distance from this point to this point is D by 2. This one is diameter D. This distance is D by 2. And from here to here also distance is D by 2. It means that this effective distance from here to here is it P minus D. So we have
the tearing strength based on the pitch is given by P minus D by 2 minus D by 2.
Pitch is this distance, D by 2 is this distance, D by 2 is this distance. So this distance will be equals to P minus D multiplied by T is the thickness, is the area, resisting area, multiplied by sigma. So we have tearing strength equals to P minus D multiplied by sigma into T. This sigma is of plate material. So we have two types of tearing. One tearing along the edge and one is tearing across the row of rivets. So you have to avoid this as well as you have to avoid this. To avoid this you have to keep margin equal to 1.5D and minimum pitch you have to keep according to this equation. And this F you can equate with the first value that is given to you. What is the external load you are applied here? Using that you can calculate that pitch. And if pitch is given, then you can calculate Ft. So due to the tensile stress in the main plate or cover plates may tear off across the row of rivets. The resistance offered by the plate against the tearing is known as tearing resistance. So this value is called as tearing resistance. So tearing resistance is P minus D multiplied by T multiplied by sigma of plate material. So in this, today we are doing with what? Pitch calculations. Yesterday we have done the calculation for width. But you are permitted to do both, that is width as well as pitch. Pitch is normally preferred. Now suppose you are interested to do the calculation on basis of width. So right now, does I have two rivets? So I have to consider the whole width. So if I consider my plane of here, then the total width will be equal to B. But if I cut here, will my width will be equal to this plus this. That is, I am getting the resistance offered by this area and this area. On the basis of the width, we have Ft equals to B minus N times diameter of the rivets. Because this rivet is full, so one diameter will be minus and one diameter will be minus. So this is the only difference between the pitch calculation and the width calculation. Suppose we have the width given like this. So this one is width B. And this time we have to consider one section plane here. Is it the strongest plane? Because it has a full resistance equal to B. If you take this one, is that a B minus 3D? And this one is B minus 2D. So which one is weaker plane? Is it a weaker plane? So this time you have to do the calculation based on weakest area. So this time Ft will be equals to B minus 3D into T multiplied by sigma. So as far as shearing is considered, you have to take the single shear or double shear in the edge view. And the number of rivets you have to take in the front view, that is the top view. Calculation of N is based on this, that is this view. And if you see the edge view, then you decide whether it's a single shear or double shear. Is it a case of single shear? So this is a case of single shear, so area will be equal to simply pi by 4 into d square. And failure will occur somewhere like this. So these two plates are cut here and the joint will fail. So either you have a cut here or either you have a cut here, anywhere. So you can cut here. So we have a case of single shear. So again the area will be equals to pi by 4 into d square. We have plate number 1, we have plate number 2 and we have two straps. So your joint can fail if you cut complete here or you can cut complete here or. So this one is a case of double shear because this is one area and this one is second area. This time area will be equals to 2 times pi by 4 d square. And the standard value is not taken as 2 but is taken as 1.875. But you take 2. Theoretical value is 2, practical value is 1.875. But in this view, don't calculate number of rivets because you can't visualize number of rivets. So number of rivets you can only visualize. Now take the idea, but first of all, you tell me that is it a case of double shear? Yes. Is it a butt joint? Is it a case of double shear? So your one idea is clear that it is a case of double shear. So it means that your area will be equals to 2 times into pi by 4 multiplied by d square. But you have to multiply it by number of. Now how the number of rivets is done? This is done on the basis of calculation of pitch. So first of all, this is a pitch. So in this pitch you have to calculate number of rivets. So half rivet will come from this side. Half rivet will come from this side. Half rivet will come from this side. And half rivet will be here. So this half, this half, this half, this half. Is it equal to number of rivets equal to 2? This one is chain model. And this one is zigzag model. So let's do the calculation for zigzag model now. So we have a pitch like here or we can take pitch like here also. Anywhere you can take the pitch. It doesn't matter. Your calculation will remain same. First of all, is it a case of double shear? We have two straps. So we have area equal to 2 times pi by 4 d square. But it also include the number n. Now calculation will be done on the basis of pitch again. So either you take this pitch or you take this pitch. This rivet will come as half and this rivet will come as a full. So again the number of rivets will come equal to 2. One more important thing, what is the number of rivets you are taking for shear? Same will be for crushing also. So n will not change for shear and n will not change for crushing. They will be same. This n is same for crushing and n is same for shear. So if we go by pitch calculation, your maximum strength will be equals to P multiplied by T multiplied by sigma. This is unriveted strength based on pitch. tearing will be P minus D multiplied by T multiplied by sigma. So we have Fs. It's called as shear strength or shearing strength. If you have single shear, we have pi by 4 into D square. Number of rivets matter in one pitch multiplied by tau. And if you have double shear, we have 2 pi by 4 into D square into M into tau. This one is for double strap and only possible for butt joint. This one is possible for lap and single cover, single strap butt joint. And finally we have crushing strength, almost same. So FCR is crushing area D multiplied by T. Again N matters in one pitch multiplied by sigma crushing. So we have 4 strength. Out of this is a max strength. So either this value will be less, or this value will be more, or this value will be more, or this value will be more. Whatsoever the value will be here, least value, that is called as the strength of joint. Strength of joint. The strength of joint is the minimum value of tearing strength, or the shearing strength, or the crushing strength. That is the actual strength. Maximum strength is this. So can we define the efficiency of joint? Efficiency of the joint is, that is the strength of joint divided by maximum strength.